Ladies and gentlemen, with the new CC event, we also got a new joint operation banner. Featuring the 6 stars Executor and Jessica Alter, Big Lady Cal, and Pazemka. As well as the following 5 stars. So, should you pull this banner? Well, first, let's see a little bit of what these 6 stars can do. First we got Executor Alter. The alternate version of Executor is a Reaper Guard. If you need someone to easily clear multiple enemies, tanky enemies included, he is your guy. And thanks to his archetype trait that can do a life steal, he could be used to solo a lane. Overall he got a really nice kit. In Talent 1 he has a chance to deal additional attacks. It might sound simple, but it actually benefits him a lot. Because considering his trait, that attack also means additional healing. And any offensive recovery skill will result in him obtaining another SP. And if you have unlocked his module, which could be considered one of the best module upgrades in the game, this attack can also ignore some defense. As for Talent 2, his skill will get 1 additional ammo for every Lateran on the field. Interestingly, Executor is included. So by default, all of his skill after E2 will have +1 ammo. Executor also has a good set of skills, even at Elite 1. Skill 1 is a great pick for AFK enjoyers. That increased his attack, ignore some defense, and expanded his range to the front by 1 tile. All combined with a cheap cost. Skill 2 will increase multiple stats, from attack, defense and block count. This skill also has some chance to dodge melee attacks, which if managed to proc, Executor will gain ammo, and prolong this skill activation. But if you want the highest damage, go for his skill 3, it expands his range like what skill 1 did, massively increasing his attack stat. And the healing from attacking enemies will be tripled. And as a last touch, whenever this skill ends, or you manually deactivate it, he will deal big critical damage to all enemies he attacked with this skill. Next let's see Jessica Alter. Being a sentry defender means Jessica has a good balance between offensive and defensive capability. Combined with her recent module that let her to reveal invisible enemies, makes her even more viable. And certainly what makes her unique is her Talent 1. She can deploy a shield that can temporarily block enemies and tanking attacks, giving additional ways to protect Jessica from being easily annihilated, while giving defense bonus to Jessica and someone behind her. Additionally, this shield can change where she's facing until the shield gone. And for Talent 2, whenever the shield is attacked, Jessica will have some chance to gain SP. As for her skills, I think people will mostly focus on either skill 2 or 3. But I think skill 1 also has its potential, if you want to strengthen Jessica and her shield permanently. Although you have to wait quite long for it to activate, since it got a big SP cost. Then for her skill 2, Jessica will go full auto, and absolutely shred low defense crowds with this. This skill also gives her a big chance to dodge physical or arts attacks. As for skill 3, it will give her multiple bonuses, and also the ability to launch a rocket once, whenever her shield is present. That will deal critical damage to all enemies in its radius, and also stunning them. Okay, let's see Kelsey, the oldest operator in this list, and I mean that by her release date. Alright, if you're new, you don't think of Cal as a healer, but rather, a summoner. You see, her Talent 1 will allow her to summon monster. That much like a summon unit, will eat a spot in the deployment slot. And its defense will be reduced if it's not in Mama's range. Cal can heal, and will prioritize healing monster and herself. Though much like other summon unit, you can also heal monster using regeneration healing. As for her Talent 2, when monster is defeated, all enemies around it will receive true damage and stun. Also, it is not said anywhere, but Cal actually has a longer range than any single target medic. so I guess that range could be useful in some situation. Then for her skills. You will probably just use Cal for her S3. But in skill 2, she will get an attack bonus. Which also means it's her only skill that increases her healing effectiveness. And giving attack bonus to monster, as well as making it attack multiple enemies. But you probably really find this easy to replace. Once you got others to cover the swarm cleaner role. Like Executor for example. Meanwhile, her skill 3 is considered her best. Because it's an easy source of true damage. Which is very useful to fight against an absolutely tanky unit. Or someone with a barrier like Iana. Monster will also get a big attack and defense bonus. But it will decay over time, and monster will lose max HP if it doesn't kill anyone. And by the way, Cal and monster are tied. Meaning without monster on the field, Cal won't charge her SP. Moving on, the last 6-star on this list is Pazemka. For some time after her release, we already get multiple great snipers. That honestly, probably power creep her in one way or another. But I think she's still a great DPS sniper to have, if you don't have any other sniper that can deal heavy blow to enemies like what she did. Pazemka is also quite unique among other snipers. Because she can deploy a custom typewriter that can attack and have the same skill as Pazemka. In other words, you can have 2 of this Russian hottie on the field with this talent. Not only that, the typewriter also can reduce enemy defense, which is strengthened if it's beside her. For skills, her best skill is no doubt skill 3. That is guaranteed to inflict critical damage, and bigger if the target is right in front of her. Combine this with her typewriter, and she can absolutely shred the target. Okay, we have seen the 6 stars. But what about the 5 stars? I keep it short. I think the most recommended 6-star on this list are these 2. La Pluma is the best non-6-star Reaper guard. Only beaten by her 6-star version, which is none other than Executor. Then again, she has a waifu perk. The other is Kazemaru, a doll keeper specialist, who is a perfect guard alternative. And can deal some nasty arts and physical damage. So ladies and gents, should you pull this banner? Overall the 6 stars are all great. But well, much like other joint operation banner, I only recommend you pull this if you at least don't have 3 of the 6 stars that are featured. If you have 2 of them, it's better to just skip this, because you will have a big chance to get a duplicate. Not only that, we are also quite close to the next limited banner that is very worth it to pull. So best save your resources for it, especially if you got broke during Ella's banner. That should be all. Adios.